Hello everyone, good afternoon. You're watching the Afternoon Dispatch. I'm Shreya Dondial and our top dispatch, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon is coming from Rome. On your screens, the sort of collaboration any brand would kill for. That collaboration which is on your screens, which is where Prime Minister Modi is handing over a packet of Meloni toffee made in India to his Italian counterpart, Giorgio Meloni, and this happened in Rome. And she responds by saying the toffee is very tasty. Now, why is this moment going viral? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not on social media, let me tell you, the two leaders share a very warm chemistry and are together on social media called Melodi. M-E-L-O-D-I. You know where that's come from. Just take a look at how things played out today.
Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee. Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee. Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister arrived in Rome last evening on the last leg of his five-nation tour. The two leaders had dinner and then took a late-night evening walk through the iconic Colosseum. But where is this melody term coming from? Well, remember the last time Meloni shared a video with Prime Minister Modi. This is where she was heard saying, "Hello from the Melody team." This happened when Prime Minister Narendra Modi had gone to Italy for the G7 summit in 2024. Just take a look.
Hello from the Melody team. 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 Hello from the Melody team.
On the business end, in about 2 hours from now, you will have the two leaders get into a room for bilaterals, which is something that is being looked forward to. But for the moment, before the bilaterals happen, what is being spoken about is the Melody moment. Mr. Rajagopalan, thank you very much for joining us. This moment was designed, in my view, for virality.
Virality, and moreover, Narendra Modi knows the social media team's impact.
Yeah.
Even 2014, the winning of Narendra Modi BJP, all credit should go to social media. Apart from them, Shreya, I tell you, Melody, this video has crossed more than 30 crores, whatever that number, I don't know. But still, it's a very interesting thing. At the age of 75, Melody hota hai kya? Very interesting, because
you know, Mr. Rajagopalan, I was thinking to myself, how many children right now who are 13 or 14 or 15 would even know what a melody is? Because, you know, melody was a toffee from our times, possibly your times. It was iconic. Parle used to make it. Now even the kids who had no clue about what melody is, and today know what it is. So this is the perfect collaboration for any brand, sir.
The two prime ministers' name is now Melody, Melo and the Modi. So therefore, it's also interesting. Apart from that, Shreya, there are more. Mamta Banerjee gave a gift to Mr. Narendra Modi, mangoes and shirts, etc. That did not go viral. Sri Lankan president gave a gift to Narendra Modi. That did not go viral. Apart from that, the prime minister, during Corona time, feeding the birds, peacock, etc., the cow, etc., that did not go viral. But this Italian Prime Minister is so dear to India, and also Italy is a very popular name in Indian politics, that thanks to Sonia Gandhi. Therefore, Madam Meloni is also taking a pot shot in a romantic way with Narendra Modi.
No, so sir, I don't think there is anything romantic about what we have seen, sir. But it definitely does tell you that the two leaders share a very, very warm friendship. And that is
no doubt.
That is something that is very evident in the way our ties have evolved over the last 5-6 years.
It's a romantic mood, both of them, and we are also saying when they gave this photo is being shown, the camera is zooming on Melody chocolates made in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Okay. Yes, it is Atmanirbhar Bharat because Melody is made in India. It's made by Parle. And I believe its stocks are up. Hina is someone who is tracking that story. We'll just tell you in a moment, you know, how Parle G stocks have actually gone slightly up because of this viral moment. But Robinder, Sachdev, what does this video tell us about Prime Minister, the way the Prime Minister conducts diplomacy? And more specifically about the relationship that India and Italy have developed over the last 5 years?
I think on both counts, it indicates quite a lot, right? Over the past several years, Italy-India relationship has progressed quite well, and in good part due to the, let's say, the chemistry, the rapport between, you know, Prime Minister Modi and the Italian Prime Minister. We have some very strategic core interests also, which are, you know, which are a reminder and which form the basis of this melody, if we were to say, right? One key aspect is that, you know, the India-Middle East corridor, which is connecting India to Europe, Italy is vying to be the landing port for that destination. France is also looking to be the landing port, because whichever be the landing port, that would bring economic stimulus to the port and serve as a gateway into the rest of Europe of, you know, goods and services and various other flows coming through this corridor. In fact, Italy has appointed a special envoy for this India-Middle East corridor. So there are some very aspects. Now, as far as melody is concerned, I think I wholeheartedly welcome this very term melody, because the world of today is in too much of angst, too much of anger with each other. We need more joy. We need more harmony in this world without absolute doubt.
Mr. Rajagopalan, diplomacy, you know, is supposed to be this very heavy thing which 99% people in this world don't understand, right? Even the terminology, the words they use, most of us will not understand. This is a different way of doing diplomacy. This is a different way of, in my sense, sending out the signal about the sort of relationship the two countries share. Would you agree with that?
Yes, so sure. Any interpretation in the diplomacy is a welcome one. Whether it's the mango diplomacy or Tasila Nasim is wanting to come back to India, that is also another diplomacy. So therefore, in diplomacy, everything can be packaged very well. My simple point is, today that video has gone viral. It has enthused the youngsters and old part-timers, and it's a very interesting one. And, you know, one should give credit to the, you know, imaginative ideas of social media team of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is also Italian Prime Minister's one. In social media, it is being a talk of the day. And I definitely tell you, almost all the television channels in India broke the story with a very happiness. In 40 minutes, half an hour's time, all Tamil
because Mr. Rajagopalan, look at the stories we do, all depressing. No good news. There is a hike in fuel prices, paper leaks, you are seeing dowry deaths. So when something like this happens, you know, it's a lighter moment for all of us as well.
Lighter moment, and also sometimes in Kerala, this Vande Mataram not being sung is also not good for the governor, good for the, you know, opposition, whatever that's also a good story. But from the news point of view, it's an entertainment one, and Prime Minister must have also thought about it, because from 2014 to 2026, in the 14 years time, it is Mr. Narendra Modi who had that. For example, Shreya, I tell you just 1 second. During the poll date, within the 100 meters of the polling booth, Prime Minister came out of the hodma and shown his finger that he voted. That went viral in 2014. So therefore, Prime Minister adapts the, you know, social media and converts his audience into social media admirers. That is a big thing at the age of 75. You have the amount of, you know, sagacity to control this type of, you know, his willpower to reach out the people, like Man Ki Baat, like that. Now this is Twitter Ki Baat.
That's true. I mean, he knows who his viewer is, and he knows how to communicate with them. Mr. Sachdev, if you look at the Prime Minister, you know, we've seen him in Norway. Before that, we saw him in Netherlands. This was the Prime Minister of 1 billion plus people. You know, on behalf of India, negotiating with Nordic countries, etc. The demeanor was very serious. That's what we have seen in the last 3-4 days. Why do you think that demeanor suddenly changes when he reaches Italy? Because, you know, there is time for dinner. There is time for an evening walk at the Colosseum. Then there is time for this melody moment as well.
Well, it could also be that, this is the last pit stop in the five-nation journey. So all other four stops have gone well. So now this is, the last stop. So maybe you then kind of let loose a bit and you imbibe the moment and enjoy the immersion. That is one. That be one? Definitely, yes. And of course, this gift that PM brought along with him, I mean, he would have known that this would trigger quite a few emotions, which it is doing very well. So, I mean, this is a little play going on there. What I would say, you were mentioning that diplomacy has so many, contexts and nuances, so many terms which we even don't under ourselves. I would label this what we are seeing right now. It's a term that I have invented, I could say, optopolitics. So optopolitics is when you have optics layered above geopolitics. So what we are seeing here is definitely optics, but the layer below is of geopolitics. So you're seeing the highest form of optopolitics playing out in these visuals that we are seeing and sharing.
Okay, since both of you are speaking of the visuals and that video, I'll thank you both and play that video for our viewers. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Here's that video again.
Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee. Melody. Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee. Melody. Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee. Melody. Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee. Melody.
Ladies and gentlemen, apart from that moment, let me tell you that both Prime Ministers are getting to a bilateral in about 2 hours from now. They have outlined a roadmap to elevate India-Italy ties from friendship to a strategic partnership, focusing on the emerging Indo-Mediterranean corridor. They plan cooperation across trade, technology, energy, space and security, aiming for 20 billion euros in bilateral trade by 2029. Now, key areas include responsible AI, digital infrastructure, renewable energy, hydrogen, smart grids, strategic tech, maritime security, pharmaceuticals, automotive, textile, agriculture, tourism, space and defense as well. The leaders also highlighted the India, Middle East, Europe corridor, economic corridor, focusing on transport, digital networks, energy systems, and resilient supply chains, signaling a strong push to deepen economic, technological, and strategic collaboration between the two nations. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi and Ms. Meloni sharing that melody toffee moment, and I'm calling it the toffee treaty, has now turned into a full-blown internet moment. Markets, ladies and gentlemen, are buzzing as well. Let me go across to Hina, who is joining us on the broadcast. Hina, it's over to you. I believe Parle stocks have smiled as well, along with all of us.
Everybody in Parle is smiling. They are a little surprised as well because they never expected something like this to happen. And in just a few moments from now, Shreya, we're also going to play out for our viewers first reaction from Parle management on this big moment that the brand has got, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi has gifted a packet of Melody, a toffee that used to be popular many, many years ago. But this moment, Parle management feels is going to, form a connect with Gen Z as well. This video is already breaking the internet, and I have spoken to, in fact, the management at Parle, and they were pleasantly surprised, after looking at this video wherein Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself took this particular toffee packet, very popular Melody toffee packet for Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Parle management said that they never expected something like this, honestly, that, their brand, their toffee can actually be used for soft diplomacy between India and Italy. Shreya.
All right, why don't we play that interview out, Hina? Let's quickly make our viewers listen to what he said.
Joining us today on Times Now is Mayank Shah, Vice President at Parle Products. Thank you very much, Mr. Shah. Appreciate you joining us here on Times Now. One video is going viral today on social media. That video is of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. And in this video, the Italian Prime Minister is saying that Prime Minister, carried a packet of Melody, which is a product of your company, as a gift for the Italian Prime Minister. I mean, firstly, I want to understand from you, when did you see this video? How did you get to know about this news? And what was your first reaction?
So I've been getting, this video since morning, and I think it's breaking internet right now. It's all over the place. There's, great chemistry between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and Italian Prime Minister Ms. Meloni. Every time they met, there used to be memes around them, and they were, very fondly nicknamed as Meloni plus Modi, so Melody that way. And I think, it was primarily because of that popularity that Honorable Prime Minister gifted this particular product, Melody, to Italian Prime Minister. And, the video has been going around since morning. Very pleasantly surprised when I came across it this morning, and I've been flooded with lots of messages since morning on the same.
This hashtag was used by Italian Prime Minister a couple of years ago. From that moment, did you see a surge in sale of your Melody toffees?
Yeah, so she used it, but I think today, having gifted the product actually to Italian Prime Minister, I think has put the brand in a different league. So today it's trending all over. It used to be, earlier doing rounds of the net, but today, as I said, it's almost breaking internet today.
And what do you really make of this unexpected global spotlight that your company's product has got?
Firstly, I think, thanks a ton to our Honorable Prime Minister. I think they have put Indian brand on the global stage by doing this. Melody has been, available in multiple countries. We sell it, we export it to more than, 100 countries across the globe. And today, if I talk about Melody, it's one of the top confectionery brands of India. I think, giving it a global stage is something we are very thankful to Honorable Prime Minister for. And going forward, I think given, a lot of buzz around the brand, we expect that, not just in India, the brand would really be, very well received globally as well. As I said, availability is not an issue. We have made it available in it's been selling since years in more than 100 countries across the globe.
But do you think this moment that's now going viral is going to further lead to a surge in, Melody sales, and not just in India, but other parts of the world, especially in Europe?
Yeah, it should. I think, given, I think the buzz around it, and given that people may want to, probably try and, check it out once, or probably sample it once, they may go out and, probably buy it. And it's a great, toffee. So it's a great eclair. And given its taste, if one, tries it once, they typically become, a regular consumer or a fan of the brand. So I think great opportunity for us. And as I shared earlier also, can't thank any more to our Prime Minister to give a global stage to our brand.
But did you expect it to actually become a soft power symbol in India's diplomatic conversations?
Never. So I'm being very honest, I never expected it. Although there were, a lot of memes doing rounds, but I thought that they're largely, user-generated content and would largely be restricted to, the meme pages and a bit of, trending whenever they would be meeting. But today, I think, according to an official, approval is something that has put the brand in a different league altogether.
It's a legacy brand that we are talking about, Parle, that started in 1929. Do you think this moment is really going to make, this particular toffee extremely popular among Gen Z as well going forward? Melody kitni chocolatey hai. I mean, that used to be the tagline, but do you think this moment is going to transform how Gen Z looks at toffees, and especially Melody?
Yeah, it would, because I think, they follow what happens on the net today, most Gen Z, and they get highly influenced by it. So while it has been, a popular brand among not just Generation X and millennials, even Gen Z love it. So I think this would probably create more buzz around it. And I think there would be a lot more fan following happening as a result of that.
Okay, one last question. Do you think this is perhaps the most unexpected branding moments for Parle?
Definitely. I mean, I would be very honest and admit it. Never expected it, to be going viral and breaking net this way. But as I said, great opportunity given to us by Honorable Prime Minister, and very thankful to him for, taking our brand and probably putting it on a global stage.
One last question. I said that was going to be the last one, but did somebody from the government or MEA maybe reached out to you that something like this is going to happen before Prime Minister, embarked on his 5-nation tour?
No, nobody. It was completely unexpected, completely organic. We never knew about it. In fact, we were pleasantly surprised when, we came across the news this morning.
All right, we leave it there. Mr. Mayank Shah, appreciate you joining us here on Times Now. Thank you for speaking with us.
Pleasure talking to you.
So we are hearing from Parle. They are expectedly thrilled. This is the sort of brand endorsement, a collaboration any brand would kill for. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 rupee toffee. 1 rupee is what Melody costs. It's finally getting its diplomatic moment all the way in Rome, going global and going viral as well. As I end the show, just take a look once again at that viral moment. Thank you very much for watching.
Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee.
Melody.
Prime Minister Modi brought us a gift, a very, very good toffee.
Melody.